Good morning, everybody. This is Chris Farrugia, Ordinary Person, and I am in Tucson, Arizona. As you can see, the saguaro cactus is swollen right now. They've had rain, the monsoon rain. Last week it rained, they said, for several days, and the cactus will swell up and soak up like an accordion, like a bellows. They'll swell up the water and keep it for when it's dry and they need it. So I'm walking through. Actually, I'm waiting for a restaurant to open at 11. I'm starving. I tell you what, I had a very interesting day yesterday. I started from Phoenix to head out toward Tucson. I knew it was going to take me 2 full 50-mile and 55-mile days to get to Tucson for my interview. And I had meandered through town and hopped on the highway as I usually do, and I was riding for about an hour or so, maybe even 2. And I noticed a police car following me kind of slow behind, and then over a bridge. And when we got over a bridge, he pulled me aside and he came up and he says, "Hey, I see you got a rig here. It looks like you're going pretty far." And I shared with him what I was doing, and he says, "You can't ride the highway here." And I'm looking around and I said, "Well, I don't see another road." And he pointed to a road way in the mountains. And I said, "Man, I can't do that." I said, "I have a tent. I'm trying to make a hotel, or at least my next stop, so I don't have to sleep in the dark or ride in the dark." Well, of course I'm asleep in the dark, but so I don't have to ride in the dark. And so we started looking at the map, and then we had a second police car come up, and then we had a third police car come up, and we're all chatting. And so together we found a route. He says, "I have one that's good for you here." And because I told him that I had stopped at the state troopers outside of Benson, Arizona, to find out, and right as I approached Arizona from New Mexico, from New Mexico, to make sure that I could ride on the interstate. And they said absolutely, all the way through Arizona. So evidently there are pockets where it's high traffic and they don't want you to do it. And I get that. I'm all about safety. So they got me on my way, and I had a long day, and I got into my truck stop. And I was sitting there trying to figure out my little camp spot, because the truck stops are always fine for me to glean a little camping around their outskirts. So I was sitting there trying to figure out this route that they had me going into Tucson, this obscure route that I hadn't written out or planned or seen. And then I thought back to the policeman's words. I said, "Well, how am I supposed to get somewhere?" And he says, "Well, you'd have to call a cab." So after looking at the map, and after looking at every map they had in that truck stop, because nobody gets lost between Phoenix and Tucson. I mean, come on, it's 100 miles. And so I sat there and I'm going, I'm going to call a cab to get me to my hotel, because I don't want to be caught out in the middle of nothing, losing my way and having that interview to go to. And I told myself, if it's more than $100, I'm not going to do it. So I called and I talked to the gal, and she says, "Yeah, let me run a quote for you." And she did, and it was 110. And I said, I made a split decision. I said, "Do it." It was closely approaching 8 o'clock, and I was just thinking about everything in general. So this nice man came and picked me up and brought me into Tucson. And as we were on our way, we were chatting, and he has adopted 3 children himself. We were talking about the children. I was talking about my kids at Hillsides, and my Zimbabwe kids, and my Australia kids. And he said, "Excuse me a minute, let me use the phone." So he gets on the phone, and I can pick up bits and pieces of Spanish. I heard him say "Missionaria Americana," the niños, and so on. And he got off the phone and he said, I would like to extend hospitality to you in my home. And for 1-2 days, if you like. And I turned to him, Alberto, and I said, you know, that is so kind of you. Absolutely, yes, I accept. So I am graciously being set up in a home fashion, home style environment with 3 kids, and they are just darling. They've all had their turn on my lap, and sharing what I'm doing. And right now I had him bring me up to, well, I was going to walk, but he insisted on driving me up to the nearest McDonald's so I could get on the Wi-Fi, so I can start working my website for donations. Hey guys, this is a fundraiser. I am trying to raise funds for these kids, and they are in need, and I know it's difficult, times are hard. So I'm trying to think of ways to encourage people to help with this and to donate. So I'll be spending my day doing that and staying with these gracious people. So enjoy Tucson. Right up the road there is Old Tucson, where they film the Westerns. So as you can see, I've been looking, and as you can tell by now, I don't do snakes. And the snake holes are underneath by the roots of these plants, but they're well in for the winter. And as you can see, the saguaros, you can see this one in the distance here, how fat it is. It is swollen with water. So I thought that was very interesting. And the cactus and the plant life is just beautiful here. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and I look forward to talking with you again. Have a great day. Chris Farrugia, Ordinary Person, signing off. Talk to you soon.